Hi guys. So today we're going to talk about anxiety. I had my first anxiety attack in a little over 11 years last Thursday, brought on by intense stress. And then I had kind of a little bit of a meltdown on Saturday afternoon. Again, brought on by stress, but it was different because it was like residual crap from Thursday. And my anxiety attacks, they're they feel like an explosion in the chest, pain that come from here, and they come up into my throat, make me feel like I'm like gagging, choking, and I recognize them, and so I focus on my breathing, and I try really, really hard to calm down. I was crocheting, so I focused solely on my breathing and on crocheting, and it took a while for it to pass, 15-20 minutes, and then I had the residual effects of just soreness, and I felt like kind of crap, and affected my stomach, and that, and then I made the mistake of trying to talk to somebody who I love, a family member, and explaining to that person about my anxiety attack. And I got, hurry up and tell me your story. I have something I need to do. And well, we all experience anxiety. Maybe you should take vitamins. Those are not things you want to hear when you're trying to express how your anxiety disorder affects you and you're trying to explain things to somebody. And no, this is not something that a vitamin can take care of. I'm not being treated with medication. I do see a therapist. And I actually have some things written down so that I can kind of explain things. I film my videos on my phone, so I wrote them out. This first one I got from helpguide.org. And I've noticed that I've been sniffling a lot, and there's a lot of cedar in the air. So I'm sorry about that, guys. This is an explanation, again, from helpguide.org. Anxiety is a normal reaction to stress. Most of us have worried or felt nervous when facing challenges, making important decisions, or preparing for a big presentation or performance or exam. But anxiety disorders are different. They involve persistent or severe fear or worry in situations where most people wouldn't feel threatened, and they interfere with your quality of life. There are many different anxiety disorders, including generalized anxiety disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, panic disorder, specified phobias, post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, and social anxiety disorder. As a group, anxiety disorders represent the most common mental health concern in the U.S. That is fucking huge. And when you take that into consideration and you hear somebody say, we all have anxiety, it's not the same thing, okay? Anxiety disorders are different from just your everyday stress, and stress and anxiety disorders are so different. Stress triggers anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And I went to merriam-webster.com and I got the definition there of an anxiety attack, which they say an acute psychobiologic reaction manifested by anxiety or panic and by the physiologic changes characteristically accompanying fear. That's what Merriam-Webster.com defines an anxiety attack as. And then I went to the medicaldictionary.com and I found two definitions. One is for the panic attack, which I'm going to read to you right now. Panic attack, an episode of acute intense anxiety with symptoms such as pounding or racing heart, sweating, trembling or shaking, feeling of choking or smothering, chest pain, nausea, dizziness, feelings of unreality, and chills or hot flashes. It is the essential feature of panic disorder or other anxiety disorders, as well as other psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia or mood disorders. Now, I haven't been diagnosed with anything other than anxiety, and I'm pretty sure it's just generalized anxiety disorder. I don't think I have a mood disorder either. I've never been told that. Definitely not schizophrenia. I would be on medication for that if it was. Now, an anxiety attack is a little bit different. And I do have my little pad here. So, an anxiety attack is an acute psychological reaction manifested by intense anxiety and panic. Symptoms include palpitations, shortness of breath, dizziness, faintness, profuse diaphoresis, which I'll explain that in a minute, pallor of the face or extremities, GI discomfort, and an intense feeling of imminent doom or death. Attacks usually occur suddenly, last from a few seconds to an hour or longer, and vary in frequency from several times a day to once a month. Now, diaphoresis is defined as a noun, and it is sweating, especially to an unusual degree as a symptom of disease or side effect. So those are the definitions that I found, and if you feel like you have an anxiety disorder, I strongly urge you to talk to your doctor and, discuss these feelings with your doctor. Make sure you write them down. I always write down things with my doctor for my doctor because I forget things. Fibro fog, I forget shit just randomly. I make lists. If I remember to take them with me to the grocery store, that's how I remember my grocery shopping. I write down lists of things, symptoms and things that I go through for my pain management clinic. And this way I know for sure that I'm going to be able to discuss everything that I need to with my doctors. I have fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, which is degenerative joint disease and degenerative disc disease. In December, I rounded out the month with 14 injections from my neck to my knee. I felt like a fucking human pincushion. So definitely talk to your general practitioner first. They should refer you to a therapist or a psychologist or a psychiatrist. If you're diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, depending on the severity and the type you have depends on your treatment, and that will all be discussed with your doctor. I see my therapist once a week. All my meds that I'm on are for my fibro and for my chronic pain. My therapy sessions are just to spill my guts and talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, and to kind of just it's like 3/4 of my session is just to talk about shit, and then the last 15 minutes we just cut up and talk shit and kind of lighten the mood. So you really want to find a good therapist. And there's some really good ones out there, but there are some crappy ones. So if you're not sure, you really want to get referrals from friends, family, your doctor, definitely. Anyway, I hope this helps a lot. But definitely, if you're watching this and you don't have an anxiety disorder, but you know somebody who does, please be fucking supportive of them. Don't tell them shit that's going to make them feel like crap. Don't tell them a vitamin is going to take it away. Don't tell them that everybody suffers from anxiety, because no, you fucking don't. Okay? Um, this little pill or this little drink, it's not going to fucking cure you. Okay? This is not a fucking game. I didn't choose this. This is not something I've done to myself. It's a fucking thing that happens, and it's real. So, you know, it is what it is for me. And, you know, a little bit of crazy isn't too bad. I mean, I still have fun. Um, you know, I'm special. And for those of you who have anxiety disorders, you're fucking special too. And don't ever forget that, because you're one of a kind. And don't let anybody ever tell you anything other than that, because you're fucking awesome. So, peace.